things have been changing very quickly, and you know, this low D tier for this, I think, has been probably the most innovative so far. Make sure you guys smash the and crap out of that subscribe button so you guys don't miss out on more OS content. Another week and another evolving landscape in the OCG. But this time, Tenpai is the one that has managed to find itself on the absolute apex of this, which I find very interesting out here. That you're just seeing Tenpai's domination feeling across the board. That, you know, it is now it used to be Snake Eyes was the solo top contender, but now it's all about the Snake Eye, or all about the Tenpai Dragon. So in A tier, it's kind of pick your poison of, you know, which Flamberge Dragon variation that you want to play. And that also means, you know, the Rescue Ace variant, I think, is the standalone out here, but it has Fiendsmith cards in it. So that's a big thing. Now, Memento has been holding pretty decently in the B tier here. I am very happy to see that the B tier stuff is really, really good. You have the Runic. You also have the Tachyon FTK. Another week of still seeing that deck do extremely well. More Chimera Fiendsmith doing well. And I do see that we have, it appears that the Pendulum build is still holding on out here for Melodious. Yubel Unchained Fiendsmith, good stuff. Dankatron and Friends, and the Ostionato Flamberge Dragon Turbo are all C tier. In D tier, bringing it up with Drytron, Adagnister, the Xyz Dragon Cannon stuff, Salamangreat, Voiceless Voice, and Centurion Turbo. You know, this meta might not look the greatest on paper, but it's different, and that's got my interest. Let's pass on over to deck list. So your current incarnation of Tenpai Dragons, what makes this deck so scary? Well, the fact that you have, you know, 2 Fadra, 2 Pydra. Oh man, it's so cool. Also, you know, you have Shifter built into the main deck here as well. You have the Samurai Destroyer here to ruin days. Honestly, this deck has so many cool options to do its thing. I also see that we're playing the rank up. We can Phantom Knights into a Downward into a Zeus. I guess we have truly reached that point if we get Dimensional Buried. Okay. Next up here we have Snake Eyes, good stuff. We're playing 2 original Sinful Spoils. Oh, this deck is playing triple chicken game. Have we really reached the point that you can have this deck play triple chicken game and be kind of scary? That's disgusting. I never thought about trying to maximize, you know, consistency through chicken game of all things. That actually, that's completely different than what I think people were trying to explore with, but okay. Next up here we have our Fiendsmith Fire King pile. Wow. Flamberge Dragon still doing the double Kieran with the 1 Garunix, okay. 1 cross out for defense. The double Promethean Princess. We are citing only 1 Delta with 1 Gamma. I guess they just don't want to dedicate the extra slot to the Delta, but that's a big thing you've got to think about if you're trying to play this deck. You want to make sure that you have as much consistency gas as you can have to be able to play through those stupid boards. We also have Rescue Ace here. This deck has been on the top of the charts in the OCG with 1 emergency for weeks, and the TCG won't even bat an eye at this deck, which is freaking hilarious. This is one of those key differences that you see in our meta that just proves that, you know, maybe we don't have the greatest, you know, chance to try out the list, but you've really got to think about the differences. Also, the Mini Underworld Goddess allowing for the full combo to unfold for this is actually kind of scary. Good stuff to actually seeing this build stick around and do well. Next up, oh boy, Snake Eyes Fiendsmith. You want to talk about absolutely boring out here. The fact that you just build this stuff into the deck as a free little extender so you can keep on with combo is so stupid to me. And of course, the Beatrice Turbo part of this. I really feel like you don't get much value off the Beatrice, but maybe I'm crazy. We're also the 1 Wanted, the 1 Temple, the 1 Tractus. Okay, we are also dedicating 1 copy to the Subversion down here as well. Well, cool, good stuff. Next up here, we have Memento. Memento has turned into the toolbox options of just getting to the big guy, turboing on up, and just doing everything that you actually need to do. Also, 1 of each of the traps. I've seen some of the people forgo the bottom trap card here. I don't think that's necessarily correct. It definitely does give you some very saucy options for what you need to be playing in order to deal with the meta. As build also has an Underworld Goddess built into it to rip apart your opponent's board, so you can actually play. Ooh, Inspector Border Stun. We're also only playing the double Tyrant's Tirade. You have the 1 Synchro Zone in here. You have the 2 Unending Nightmares. That's, I would consider, pretty normal. You have the double Prohibition in here. You also have the double built-in Dimensional Fissure as well. Just want to make sure that you can play the game through stun locking your opponent. That's pretty normal, I feel like. Outside of that, also the one Grave of the Super Ancient Organism present in here. Yeah, I don't have anything else to talk about out here. I think the Gravity Controller is also a pretty cool tech choice. Ooh, we have the Tachyon FTK, as we're going to call it, because Catapult Turtle is an insanely good card. Being able to fire off your board at your opponent and have them look at it and go, what in the world is going on? And you just need 4 level 8s to do the full OTK. Although this build has explored, some interesting other options down here. I see that we are playing the big Chaos number Chungus as well. Double Tachyon Transmigration. They've chosen to basically explore a little bit more of the Tachyon side for this instead of trying to turbo it up. Okay. We also have Chimera Good Stuff. You do see the 1 Diablaze in here, the triple copies of the Magician. The only difference between our list and the OCG is they have full Fiendsmith combo, which definitely gives them a lot more options to kind of extend on through. So, you gotta love the free stuff. Also, making a free Beatrice on a deck like this gets a lot more scary. I also see we do get to play one of the Sinful Spoils trap cards down there as well. And we are doing the Curry Photon. You're going to see a lot of Curry Photon for Tenpai. Ooh, so this is the big scary deck in the room that the OCG gets to play that we don't because they have Electromite. Electromite gives them, the full capabilities to go through the full, setup pieces and get through everything that they actually need to for this. You see the one cross out for the defensive options, and of course, they still have the Borreload Savage, so their end board can actually produce a pretty good negate. And on the follow-up down here on the side deck, Triple Thrust and Triple Dark Ruler no more. Disgusting. We have our first Yubel deck here. Now, this is what I was talking about. The builds actually get to play the Stage 3 because it's an extender for the build, which actually is kind of cool. I like that a lot. I just wish that the TCG would get the chance to do it. Also, TCG doesn't have Summon Sorceress back yet for some odd reason. I assume once we get this errata, the fact that Yubel will get its extra missing piece to be able to combo on through and extend. Ooh, we have Unchained. The fact that they have the triple copies of the Sharyama to be able to make this build work. You have the triple tour guide with the 1 Fiendish Rhino in here as well. Talk about free real estate. Just the combo extensions alone from this is disgusting. Just being able to fully link up with your opponent's board while they're looking at you going, what in the world is actually going on here? Well, you're just getting played because that's what the Unchained combo line actually allows them to do. All right, we have Infernoid here once again. This is the grass. Oh, well, wait, no, there's no. They actually chose to play a 60-card Infernoid deck without grass. That's crazy to me. Okay, well, I guess you're just doing standard Infernoid stuff with a Sinful Spoils package in here. You also do have the triple Bonfire built in. I mean, once again, it stinks that you don't, I guess, just not having to play grass, but I mean, card destruction. I feel like your brick hands with this deck are disgusting. All right, we also have, Snake Eyes Melodious. I still can't believe that they think that, playing these engines together, you just forego so much consistency. And, of course, there's the Top Hat Hair with the Azure Rune. I feel like you're just losing so much by trying to play this deck. Like, it's not even really worth it at the end of the day. But, okay, still doing the full combo. Yeah, I would probably just gut this if I was in the OCG and just play the actual, Flamberge Dragon full combo with the Tractus and Friends. Ooh, Drytron. So you do still see we do play one of each of the big guys. We do have the double Ben 10 for searchability. You do have the Vanities Ruler. Let's not forget how good Vanities Ruler is to be producing on that end board. I do see that we are playing one of the trap cards for this archetype. That's not exactly something I've seen a huge rate of success on, but okay. Extract, I think, is pretty good. Unfortunately, his deck did lose Lingaribo in the TCG, but doesn't mean that it's going to do bad. Cool stuff. All right, we also have the Adagnister Turbo Pile. The fact that the OCG still has Circular at 1 gives them a completely different aspect and allows this to be a rogue challenger. I don't foresee the TCG ever getting Circular back. It's just not going to actually happen. Because even as a one-of, the card was so degenerate that you could just combo through, do full combo, make whichever of your many Firewall Dragons that you have, and then just stare at your opponent and go, well, good luck, have fries. Ooh, we also have the Xyz Dragon Cannon deck. Once again, I just want to play one of the random tribute monsters in here just so we can sack it off and try to do things, but the OCG just does not want to explore that option. I can understand why. It does kind of add an extra brick into the deck, which can actually bring down the deck's consistency. You do have the Azarune in here for the top hat here. This deck should be making the top hat here massively consistently. Like, that card should be everywhere for this build. All right, ooh, we have some Salamangreat for you. They do have the built-in Kaiser Coliseums. You know, I love the fact we bounce back and forth on Kaiser Coliseum. We're like, hey, you know, Kaiser Coliseum, sometimes it'll show up in Salad decks, sometimes it won't see any play whatsoever. But for today's consistency, we are sticking around to it. We also have the triple Change of Heart down here as well. So being able to jack your opponent's entire field on over to yours and then just control the game from there is absolutely disgusting. We also have, wow, the current state of this deck is sad. It's not like it's lost anything, it's just Voiceless Voice has just been on the spin power creep out. Obviously, I guess losing the Lingaribo actually did hurt this deck. We also have double Dynamondo. This build also chose to play double SP Little Knight. That's kind of new. Okay, we're actually playing the triple DD Crow, the triple Droll, and of course, hey look, we get to play Summon Limit. Must be nice to be in the OCG where you guys can abuse crazy floodgates. Ooh, we have Centurion for you here, actually playing the Millennium Package. The Millennium Package did kind of fall out of favor. I think it was really cool in the early stages to actually get the chance to watch this do its thing. I do see we are doing the top hat hair in here as well. Hey, you know, for the Silhu hat for the full board negate is pretty cool. And we also do get the chance to see one of the new Centurion monsters actually working. Cool. So what do you guys think about all of this? Please leave a comment down below. Tell me what you guys think. And I'll see your beautiful faces back here in the day, guys. Peace. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.